have a whole lot of ingredients, so I'll just show you what I have here. Some black beans, obviously. I have a yellow pepper, an onion, chili powder, some garlic powder, some cumin, some egg, some breadcrumbs, some feta cheese, salt and pepper. That's it. That's simple. So the first thing you need to do is you need to smush up your black beans. So I bought these black beans in a can, and I've got them in a bowl, and I've got a fork, and I'm just gonna mush them up. So put them in a nice flat bowl, and they just squash up really, really easily. And make sure you just break the outer skins of the beans. So once your beans are mashed, you're going to put them into a large bowl. So I have a large stainless steel bowl here. I'm going to put all the beans into the bowl. Like that. And now I'm going to chop up a yellow pepper. I'll probably use half of this pepper. And you want to chop up your pepper as fine as you can. So you're kind of mincing the pepper. You don't want the pieces too big. So once I've got them cubed, I'm just going to go back in and just slice with my knife like this until everything is a mix. That looks pretty good, just like that. So now we're going to put that into the bowl. Now I've got just a regular yellow onion. I'm going to use maybe about half of this onion. And we're going to mince it up just like we did to the pepper. And small pieces. And we'll put that in the bowl as well. And now, I'm just going to give this a mix with the fork. Sort of push down so that the vegetables get mixed in with the bean. Get it all incorporated like that. Now I'm going to put 2 eggs in here. I've already got 1 egg in the bowl, so I'm just going to break 1. And I'm going to beat these a little bit. And like I said, if you wanted to use egg substitutes instead of eggs, you can do that. Put that right in there. And mix that up. And you'll notice that the batter is now obviously a little bit wet. The egg is what holds everything together. So I'm going to put some breadcrumbs in here, probably about 1/4 cup. so that it becomes consistency of ground beef, really. You don't want it too wet, so that's a little wet, so I'm going to add some more breadcrumbs. So this is about the consistency that you want it. Starting to smell good already. So I have some feta cheese here. I'm going to put that in. I just crumbled the feta cheese with a fork. I'm going to put that in there. I'm going to put in my cumin. There's about 2 teaspoons of cumin here. I'm going to put in my garlic powder. There's about a teaspoon of garlic powder. I'm going to put in some chili. About a teaspoon of chili. I've also got some smoked paprika that I'm going to put in as well. About the same amount, about a teaspoon. We're going to put some pepper. Just regular ground black pepper. Some salt. Salt to taste, that was about a teaspoon. And I'm going to put some Worcestershire sauce in there. Just a couple of squirts to give it some flavor. Now, if you wanted to make this a little more spicy, you could add some cayenne pepper. If you liked it to have a little bit of a curry flavor, you could put some curry in here. It's really up to you what you like. Sometimes I will put cardamom. Depends on what kind of spices you like to eat and how you want to flavor your food. This is a very forgiving recipe, which means you can do it a lot of different ways and it still comes out good. The most important thing is to make sure that your batter, your mix, is not too wet and not too dry. So if you've ever made patties with ground beef, you want it to be that consistency.
I tried making these on my own, but without your instruction.
And how did you do, Julie?
It was okay, but I missed a step. I missed the mashing up of the mashing the beans step.
Okay, so you had, did they hold together all right, or were you able to make them into burgers?
Well, I was able, but they came out like, it makes sense. I should have known to smash them up. But like I just mixed everything together and it got a little bit mushy. Yeah. But then I started using my hands. Yeah. I started doing this at the end to make them, and they kind of stayed together. But if I had mashed them the way I just saw you mash with a fork, it would have been awesome. Yeah. Probably.
The consistency stayed together well. So at this point, this is all just vegetables. There is a little bit of raw egg in here, but I think it's safe that if you wanted to taste it right now, just to make sure it had enough salt and pepper.
Yeah.
It's delicious, just the way it is. Very tasty.
Yeah.
Okay. So now I'm going to make the patties. So I washed my hands before I started this video. So make sure you wash your hands before you start to cook. Very important. So now I'm going to take probably about, that looks like what, about half a cup in my hand. You could make the burgers larger if you wanted to. And I'm going to take a little, put it into a ball in the palm of your hand, and then press it, and then push it in with your fingers, and then press it again. This is the way I make my burgers, and then I push the ends in. Make sure it's even as you can get it. You don't want any like big, thick parts. You want it to be even all the way over. And it should look like this, just like that. So
looks great. I'm
gonna keep going until I get them all done. If your hands get too sticky, you can just rinse them with water and then come back and start again. These look good. And I'm hungry.
Yeah, we do. How long do you cook them for?
Well, you don't have to cook them for very long. So there's different ways to cook these. You can fry them in a frying pan with some oil. So turn your frying pan up to medium-high heat. Put in your oil, let your oil heat up, and then put your patties in. So I would cook them for probably 3 minutes on each side. So 3 minutes, and then flip them. And then they should be good. You can barbecue them. So barbecue them on high for probably about the same amount of time, 3 minutes on each side. And you can also put them in the oven, which is what I'm gonna do. So you take a cookie sheet and you put parchment paper, baking paper, on the cookie sheet. I would turn the oven on at about 375, 400, so a relatively high oven. And let them bake for maybe 12 minutes. I'm gonna just rinse my hands. So here they are. A pan of
look at them.
black bean burgers, ready to go in the oven.
That looks great, Tim.
Here's my parchment paper on my baking dish. Let me turn my phone down so you can see what I'm doing here. And I've got my oven on. Kind of a hot day today to be having the oven on. But we'll turn it on anyway so we can cook these things. So let's put these burgers on the parchment paper. Spread them out evenly. You don't want them touching one another. I got 6 burgers out of that recipe with 1 can of beans.
Wow.
And like I said, if you double that recipe and use 2 cans of beans, obviously you'll get twice as many burgers.
Nice.
You can eat these just as they are with maybe a salad. But if you wanted to make a traditional burger, you could actually put them on a burger bun with your favorite toppings. So you could put shredded iceberg lettuce on them, tomatoes, pickles, whatever you like, and maybe some ketchup and some mayonnaise. They're really good with cheese on them. So make it like a regular hamburger and have a vegetable hamburger. I'm gonna pop these in the oven now. And they should take about 12 minutes. Hi everybody, I'm back. So these are ready to come out of the oven. They've been in there for about 12 minutes. I flipped them once. So let's see what they look like. They look perfect. See how they're nice and crisp and firm, and they stay together. They're not falling apart. So I'm just gonna take one and put it on the plate here. Nice burger. So you could have this just as it is with a salad. Put some toppings on it, your favorite toppings, lettuce, tomato, whatever you like. Or you could make a hamburger, get a bun, put it on the hamburger bun. This is the way I like to have them. So I've got a little bit of chopped up dill pickle here. Put that on top. I've got a little bit of mayonnaise, just a little tiny bit, don't need a lot. And I have some tomato sauce. This is like regular sauce that you would put on spaghetti, I guess, or pasta. And I like to put a little bit of that too.
Yum. Delish.
Yeah, and I just eat them with a fork. Just like that.
All right, I'll be right over, Tim. I'll be right over for sure.
Sauce. This is going to be really hot because I just took it out of the oven. So good. Delicious. So they're tangy, they're spicy, but not too spicy. I can taste the cumin, I can taste the garlic, I can taste the smoked paprika. It's delicious. And when you put a little bit of mayonnaise on it, They can be a little dry, so when you have a little condiment with them, that helps.
Yeah.
Bon appetit!